Hey everybody, I am back. I bet you're surprised. I bet you weren't expecting that I would remember to come back this week, but guess what? I did. I did speed this video up because I was struggling really hard this week. You will see that it ended up being almost 2 hours long. So even this double speed version is 54 minutes. So I thought it would be best to go ahead and record this voiceover. So here I am recording the voiceover. This week was my anniversary, so I am using my Kitties in Love kit. And this was actually released for Valentine's Day, but it doesn't have to be Valentine's Day. I purposely saved it to use this week. So here I've printed most of my journaling kit pieces on this washi paper because it's so much thinner that I want to start using that for my top strips and my corners because it's less bulk in the planner. So here I am trying to decide which order to lay the strips down, and I am starting with this white one here that actually does say Be My Valentine. It's the only one in the whole thing that is kind of Valentine-y. So yeah, you're also going to see me struggle really hard to lay these washi strips down. I love the washi paper. It is amazing. It is true washi paper. And so just like regular washi, it curls up. And because it's on a piece of, it's not on a roll, it's hard to control it from rolling up. So I tried a few different ways. And actually, I don't remember if it's this strip or yep, it is this one, I think. It gets so hopelessly tangled that I end up pausing the video and going off camera to fix it up. And here I am back. And I believe on the next day, I figure out, oh no, it's actually right here. I figure out that if I put it on here, that holds one end and that leaves my hand free to line it up. But you can see here that I've crossed my arms and that is incredibly uncomfortable. So later I actually find a different method that works better. So yeah, that's exciting. And, I always try to remember what I was talking about when I'm doing the planning. But unfortunately, I did this yesterday and now here it is Tuesday and I can't honestly remember everything that I was talking about. So just enjoy me struggling here to line these up, and I'll ask while I'm doing this what y'all were up to this past week. Did you do anything fun? Did you go anywhere fun? Are your kids still in school? My son has been out for a few weeks now, but he also does virtual classes. So he finished basically when, he was ready to be finished. Because in the classes he was taking, he could work ahead and, that worked out well. And so he gets a little bit longer summer break than everybody else because he worked really hard and finished a couple of weeks before even the Florida kids were done. So, all right, so I'm still laying down the strips, and then after the strips, I'll be doing the corners. And yeah, so this week, like I said, is my anniversary. It was on Friday because, as you know, I always plan a week behind. So if you didn't watch last week, I actually do. Here's where I discovered, I'm going to interrupt myself for a second here. This is where I discovered if I turned it upside down, I didn't have to cross my arms uncomfortably to lay it down. Anyway, so if you missed last week, I talked about how I have a weekly overview in my planner and I write everything that I'm doing as I'm doing it in the planner. And that way when I do my planning later, I can just go from that. And so, yeah, I'm always a week behind. I'm basically memory planning. So now I'm going to lay down all of my corners. And I'm trying to decide which ones to start with, which corners to start with, because as I think I explained last week, I like to alternate the corners. because last year on my last planner, the corners, the bottom corners and the top strip ended up being so thick on the planner that I literally had to put like a notepad under the middle of the planner in order to be able to write there, because it would like sink down when I was trying to write on it. So this is my way of like alternating things around to try and avoid that from happening. Yeah. And also I will mention this is now the second time that I am voicing this over, because I got about 3/4 of the way through it and the app started glitching and the whole thing crashed and I lost it. So this time I'm actually attempting to save things along the way. It saved and it stopped the recording. So you may have heard that twice. Anyway, if it happens again, I already have some saved and I don't have to completely start over from scratch. All right. I think that because the video is so long that maybe the memory got full and that's why it started to glitch. First it was glitching and saying it couldn't pull up the video, and then the whole thing just crashed. So fun times. All right, so here I am still laying down the corners, and that one went down a little crooked, but that's okay. I don't mind. I have tried to embrace my planner does not have to be perfect this year. So yeah. Thought about just putting music over this, but like, I don't know. I wouldn't want to watch a plan with me that was just all music and no talking at all. And I am just not advanced enough in Premiere Pro, which is where I'm recording this, to figure out how to add music and my talking at the same time. So yeah. Here is where I discovered that I really wanted to use that striped corner and I couldn't because this top was striped. So now I'm thinking, let me try and pull up one. And that one started to rip. So I'm like, nope, let's just leave that one there. And I do believe I went ahead and did these hearts and pulled that one up so that I could swap them so that I did not have two of the same patterns on the same day, because I hate that and it drives me crazy. Coffee. All right, so watch me as I struggle to pull it up here. Although I will say that it came up much easier than I expected it to, considering I had already pressed it down. And usually with this washi paper, if you've pressed it down, it becomes very hard to pull up. But I was able to, and I put it on that one. And now I'm going to take that striped one and go put it on the page that I just took the other one from. Yeah, see, it's like I knew what was going to happen. Anyway, now I am still doing that. I'm adding in, like I had some random little corners left, so I'm adding in some of those on the pages where maybe it just looked a little emptier because the ripped corner was a little smaller than usual. So yeah, now I am doing that, and I think that's the last one I lay down. And now I'm going to do my date covers, and I'm doing these large circle date covers, which I absolutely freaking love. But, and you'll see this on the next page, on the pages where the strip was on the bottom, it left that whole open box on the top, and I did not love how the circle looks there. So I think I decided that since the washi paper is so much thinner than my regular paper, that I could go ahead and just put the strips all on the top, because the reason I was alternating them was for the same reason I said before. I didn't want the top to just get too thick. But since that paper is so thin, I think especially on the weeks where I am going to use the round circles, I'm going to go ahead and just put all the strips on the top. And then the weeks where I use the rectangle ones, I will alternate them. Because yeah, I just was not crazy about how I could still see the box there. And even if I had used white out, you would still have been able to see it. So that's what I'm talking about here. All this pointing that I'm doing is me saying that I did not like it. So I'm laying down the rest of these, and then once I have all these laid down, I'm going to save again. And hopefully this time I won't redo and re-say something I already saved, but I want to try to save it every 5 minutes or so, just because I do not want to have to restart from the beginning. Because I have, foiling that I need to do and orders I need to package for you all. because I promised I'd go out tomorrow, and here it is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I have not done either of those things yet, so I'm running a little bit behind. But I wanted to get this video up for you guys, so I contemplated just re-uploading or uploading it in its full 145-minute state because I did not want to take the time to voice it over again, but it's just so long. Like, I don't think I'd want to watch a 2-hour long plan with me, so I don't expect you guys would want to either. All right, so here is the last date stickers, and then I'm gonna go to Monday and actually start doing my planning. First I'm going to figure out what deco I want to use, and I will mention this deco is larger than normal. When you order the large sticker flakes from my shop, they are usually around 2.5 inches. These are 3 1/4. I did that because I have such a large planner and I knew that I didn't do a whole lot this week. So I wanted to make sure that it took up enough space. So I made them bigger than normal. But here I am struggling because I cannot decide how to lay it down, and I'd put that paint smear too far in that no matter what I did, it was going to be covered. So then I decided to just pull the paint smear up because I didn't want it to be covered. That's the whole point. You want to be able to see them. I absolutely love the paint smears for layering and just adding pops of fun. And yeah, that's why I release them for every kit that I do, and for our monthly mix and matches as well. They just make, it just adds a little something something. So here I am laying down the quote sticker. These quote stickers are all from the All You Need Is Love collection. That is available as regular size and also as large sticker flakes. And I do end up laying this down a little crooked, but I ended up just saying screw it and letting it go. Yeah, see, I was struggling, you guys. That's part of the reason this video took so long. I was struggling a lot this week. I don't know. I know I say every week was a hot mess plan with me, but this week was more hot mess than usual. And yeah, so now I'm laying down these cute hearts, these kitties with the hearts over their heads. And now I think I'm gonna actually start laying down the stickers that I did. So that is my How I Feel Today sticker. These are my brand new Bailey Bear weather trackers. All of the weather stickers have little Bailey's face on them, and then this little circle is like the perfect size to fit the the little weather sticker inside of it. And I'm toying with the idea of offering those as a add-on for my kits, like a quarter size sheet with 7 of the trackers, and then like 3 or 4 each of the different weathers. I feel like that would be super cute to add in the shop. So y'all let me know if you would be interested in seeing that. And okay, then I wrote down what I ate today, which we ended up eating out a lot this week because I had needed to go grocery shopping, but I didn't end up going grocery shopping till Wednesday. So there were quite a few days that we actually ate out this week. So you're going to see Monday we had pizza. And then I had to pay my internet bill. And I used this cute little sticker from Bubblemon for that. I'm not even sure if that shop is still around, but she had some really cute stickers. And then on Monday, my son and I went to Cracker Barrel because he was craving pancakes. And everybody knows that Cracker Barrel has the best pancakes ever, which is basically what I'm saying right there, that if you want pancakes, you go to Cracker Barrel. And then we did a Five Below run because he was looking for some cute little click bots that he likes to collect. And then I started to put that sticker there, but I did not want to do 2 pink stickers right next to each other, so I ended up moving it over there. And I had to go to Publix and pick up a prescription, so I used my cute little Bailey Bear medicine bottle. And voila, did you just see those markers appear on the screen? That's because I paused briefly to go pull them because I had forgotten to pull them ahead of time. And yeah, and now I'm talking about my ruler here that literally has no numbers left on it because I've had it so long that they're worn off. So now I literally just use it for making lines because I love the way that it looks and I love the color, so I don't want to get rid of it. I mean, duochrome is awesome. So here I am now laying down the lines for my journaling box, and I did pull this pink marker, and as you'll see here, the pink does not match. I thought it was going to match, but it ended up not matching. It's a much brighter pink than the pink that I was on my kit because that was kind of like an orangey corally pink, and my marker was pure pink. So I believe Monday is the only day I used the pink one, and I didn't use it again because I was not loving how it looked. And yeah, so now I'm laying down my today sticker, which this font is available as a custom in my shop, and it is foiled on black shatter, which hard to see here on the with the lights that I use. So yeah, and on to Tuesday. And on Tuesday, I decided to use these two stickers. I contemplated here not using a quote sticker because the kitties spell out love, which is kind of a quote sticker itself, but decided again, didn't really have a whole lot on that day. So I wanted to make sure that, you know, I filled up the page, and I don't understand why. Maybe y'all could tell me. Every once in a while, my it turns a little yellow looking, and I don't understand why, because I use the same lights throughout the entire, and it is a very white light, so I'm not quite sure why that's happening, and I apologize. Yeah, it's weird. So I did end up swapping out the deco because I thought this one would fit the page better. So here I am laying down my quote sticker first, and that one went down nice and smooth. And then I'm deciding which stickers to put on the bottom. And I decided to put a paint smear there, and I was making sure it didn't hang over the edge. And in my mind, I don't know why, but this black kitty is a boy kitty and that white kitty is a girl kitty. And so I lay down the boy kitty and then I lay down the girl kitty, and wait till you see what I did with the girl kitty. When I lined it up there, I lined it up perfectly straight. It was awesome. But watch what happens when I literally lay it down. Just watch, just wait. You'll see. As soon as I turn this, you might see what's coming already. I'm sure you can see. Look at that. She's like falling over. So I tried to peel it up, and I'm not the most patient person in the world. I know this. And I was struggling pretty hard here. And I was doing okay until I get to the whiskers. And when I get to the whiskers, they started to completely rip. And blame menopause, blame I was tired, but I just got so frustrated that you're going to see me just rip this paper right off the sheet. I'm just like, I'm done. I can't. Yep, there we go. That I just got mad. So I ended up using a completely different sticker there. Still another little girl, but I had really liked that sticker, so I'm bummed that I ended up not getting to use it. But that's all right. So now I'm going to lay this one down. And if you hear any noise in the background, my son actually just woke up. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, by the way. And my son just woke up. Gotta love teenagers. And so I hear him moving around in like the kitchen and talking to his friends on the phone because, you know, his friends are still in school, so they're just now getting home from school. And I'm trying to say that I'm going to put the stickers in the open spot under the quote sticker and between the 2 deco stickers, so that I have the upper left-hand corner for my journaling. And here's my what you eating today sticker, and it's McDonald's. I'm telling you, it was like 4 days of eating out, and then I cooked the rest of the 3 days. I promise I didn't do it every day. We went grocery shopping on Wednesday, and then I was cooking. So here I have my print batch sticker. You're going to see like 4 of those this week. Printing always takes the longest when I'm working on a batch because of all the customs and everything. So Yeah, I did forget to pull an icon for that, and I did add one, I believe, later, but I don't know if I did it on camera or off camera. And then I uploaded my YouTube video for last week that y'all saw. And then I used a cute little Pygmy Puff YouTube sticker for that. And then I did my meal planning and grocery list. And on there, the cute little fork and spoon stickers are from Bubba Bear Studios. Yeah, so I added that. And then next I don't remember, so I gotta see. Oh yes, I had to go to the mailbox because I have 4 cats and 2 of them hate each other and they spat at each other. And we were using these like cat calming diffusing oils, and honestly I didn't think they were working until they ran out, and it like tripled the amount of times a day that they were spatting with each other. So I went ahead and ordered more, and I picked them up, and then I went and changed it out. And I can tell you it's been a week now since I put those in, and the spats have died back down to once or twice a week now. So they definitely work. I don't know what's in them. Apparently they are magical, because yeah, they started to work really well. And in about a minute or so here is going to be, I believe, when my planner, my app started glitching. So that is where actually, no, it's not, because I was up to Thursday. I was doing Thursday when it glitched, so I've got some time yet. But I think what I'm going to do is probably when it gets close to where it was glitching, I am going to stop voicing over, save it, close the app, and reopen it and go from there, because I think what was happening is the memory got full, because it's such a long video that I think the memory got full on my computer, and that's why it started to glitch. So I decided that paint smear was not big enough for my Today sticker. It would have completely covered it. So I went ahead and grabbed another one, and I am laying that down. And yeah, that is going to be the last thing for Tuesday, and then I'm going to be moving on to Wednesday. And yep, there we go, on to Wednesday. And I did just pause and save it again, so if there are little like gaps where you don't hear any noise, that's why, and I apologize for that. Yeah, so this is what I'm doing next. And this is where I decided I love that I'm a sucker for you one. So I just trying to decide what corner to put it on, and I did decide that I like when the quote stickers and the deco stickers are in opposite corners. Most of the time I put them together, but because I made them so big this week, it looked a little weird. So I had started doing them on alternating corners, basically from Tuesday on. I think Monday was the only day where I put them both in the same place. And apparently I have an Amazon package coming, because that was my Alexa. And so now I am laying down the deco sticker, and this one is just so cute, that deco sticker. I love those little kitties, so adorable. And then I'm gonna start laying down my stickers for the day, starting with my, of course, How I Feel sticker. And I woke up really crabby that day, so you'll see it says effing irritated. I'm not quite sure why. It wasn't a great day for me. So now I'm laying down my weather sticker and my what you eatin' sticker. And I'm starting to get some glitches here, so I may have to pause and close and reopen after this. I think after this day I will do that. Anyway, so that I had a 2.5 hour long video chat with my girl Carla. And so I used a hello Michelle sticker for that, which I don't think she's around anymore. And then it was my PR girl Yumi's birthday, and also my mom's. And so I used a Bailey Bear birthday sticker for that. And then my grocery shop sticker, because we did go grocery shopping. And I believe this sticker is from Grin and Bear It. I put all of my stickers into a reusable book because it makes me use them. And so sometimes I forget where they're from. I think that it might be Grin and Bear It. Don't quote me, but I think. Now here I'm deciding if I want to use my bubble letters to write out today or not. And I'm using some washi to you do the top and the bottom of the journaling box. So that's what I'm doing here. And I tried to rip it with my ruler, but my ruler was just so thick that it was ripping not the way that I wanted it to. It was ripping very messy. So I did end up, on the next time I used washi, trying to find my washi card, and I couldn't at that exact moment. So I ended up using an X-Acto knife. But yeah, because you see the edge got a little messed up there. I think the ruler was just too thick. It didn't give a nice clean edge. I think if I had flipped it over, it might have worked better, but I didn't think of that. So here I am drawing in the rest of the journaling box with a marker. I love these acrylic markers. They actually have a daughter on one end. I didn't use it at all this week, but I use it a lot in my coloring. I go back after I'm done coloring with my alcohol markers, and I use my acrylic markers to add details. And I love adding polka dots to things in my details, and so having the dotted end on one end makes that really easy. So here I'm finishing up my journaling box, and again I contemplated using those stickers but decided I didn't want to put washi stickers on top of washi stickers because they are clear, so it would have bled through a little bit. So I decided to do that on the next day, and instead I just went ahead and used my other Today stickers. And I had this big open spot there that I didn't know what to put, because then I realized that, oh, I did work on Tuesday. I had done a lot of printing and I did not have a print sticker for Tuesday. Or Wednesday. What am I on? I'm on Wednesday. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I did not have one for Wednesday, and I didn't have any left on my sheet, so I ended up just leaving it blank. And here it's like, oh wait, I had a print sticker for this day. Let me try using it. Nope, it was too big, so I could not do that. So anyway, on to Thursday. On Thursday, we actually did go to Universal. So I had some photo stickers down there that I'm going to use on the page. Could not decide how to lay them out, so you're going to see me mess with that for like 10 minutes because I just couldn't decide. Okay, it wasn't really 10 minutes, but it was a while. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to have room for this. So I took that aside, and I was like, I'll wait and see how it looks at the end. So I lay down the paint smear here, and I did go off the edge a little bit. Kelly would be so proud of me. I have not moved up to hanging my deco stickers off the edge yet because it just feels wrong to be cutting them. But I do like how that looks, so I definitely do want to try that. But baby steps, right? So this time I did hang my smear off the edge and cut off some. And I struggled a little bit with this because their feet, the space between their feet was not connected. So I was trying to pull their feet up at the same equal level, and it was not working. So at some point I eventually just completely pull the sticker off the backing and hope that it didn't curl up on me, because I just started to get frustrated. And you know, when I get frustrated, I do things that I probably shouldn't, but you know, it worked out in my favor this time. So I laid that down. Oh, her tail's crooked. We're going to fix that. And then I'm going to go back to figuring out where to put my other stickers. So I'm going to lay down my Today I Feel sticker, and then my weather sticker. That day was actually mostly sunny. If the day is like more than 60 or 65% sunny, I use a sunny sticker, even if it did rain or something at that point. I do by majority, and it was majority sunny that day. Although I will say when we were at Universal, it was much nicer when it was behind the clouds because, the sun is hot. We live in Florida, so I was wishing for it to go behind the clouds a little more than it was. Like when we first got there in the morning, it was real cloudy, and then it started getting very sunny, and it was like, it was just so hot. So anyway, now I'm doing my family day sticker, and now I'm going to lay down the sticker of all of the things that we did. Now that Lucas is 14, we are able to utilize the single rider lines because he's old enough to ride by himself now. And that allowed us to get we were only there for 2.5 hours, and we managed to ride like 5 things, and because we used the single rider lines. So we did the Mummy, and that was on the Universal side, and then we hopped the train over to Islands of Adventure, and we did Forbidden Journey, which is the Harry Potter ride. Then we did Velocicoaster, and then the single rider line for Hulk was so short that we actually did it twice back to back, and then we left. Now, the whole reason we were there that day is because it is the 50th anniversary of Jaws. Yes, it came out the same year I was born because I just had my 50th birthday. And my friend Holly, my good friend Holly, who runs Villainous Wax, they had a Jaws sipper cup that was Jaws with the helium tank in his mouth from the end of the first movie. And she really wanted it, so we hopped over there to pick it up. And here I've got some pictures they had a whole little Amity area set up with props and stuff, so I took a bunch of pictures. So now I'm just trying to decide how I want to lay them out. And I'm talking about how I accidentally trimmed the white off one edge, so I needed to cover it up with another sticker because all of the other edges had white and that one did not. And yeah. And I'm putting a little mark right here in the corner so that I remembered where exactly I wanted to line that up at. And there, I'm putting that down. And then I'm going to put the one with me and my son with our head in the Jaws mouth. That Jaws is actually up all the time. You can always take pictures with it. But they did move it to where it's at right now. It's usually over in the Simpsons area. And they moved it to this little area by the seafood restaurant because that's where they set up the little Amity. And then you have my husband and I in the boat. You're going to need a bigger boat. And then that other picture is the Velociraptors that are in the queue for the Velocicoaster ride. Because the whole point of that ride is you're supposed to be racing the raptors. And Chris Pratt is in the video, like the pre-show video. It's actually very funny. If you ever want to Google it, you can check that out. I'm sure it's on YouTube. And so is the coaster, which is my entire family's favorite coaster in all of Universal. But we have not been to Epic yet. I've heard that Stardust Racers is actually better. So we'll see about that because we haven't had a chance to go yet. Because they do not accept annual pass yet, and their tickets are astronomically priced. And it's just so hot and it's so crowded right now because everybody wants to go because it's new. So we're gonna wait until like maybe January, and when it's much cooler outside and much less tourists, and we will check it out then when we'll actually have time. I had a prequel order delivered. That is my skincare. I absolutely love their skincare. And I contemplated putting that heart there, but decided not to. And I guess I'm moving this. Oh, no. Did I decide to move it? I did move it. Why did I move it? Because I think I wanted to leave the bottom open for journaling. But then I totally forgot that I had left that spot open for journaling. And you'll see way at the end here that I ended up putting deco stickers there. So, yeah. And I think that's it for Thursday. And now I'm going to move on to Friday. Yeah, see, I'm talking about the dead space. I'm going to use it for journaling. And maybe a deco sticker right there. Oh, I did. I put a deco sticker there. Okay. And then I left the little bottom open for journaling, which I ended up not doing. So there's that. And on to Friday. So again, trying to figure out how to arrange these. Now Friday was my actual anniversary. We were married on June 6th because that was my dad's birthday, and he passed when I was 20, not too long after I met Gary. So he could not be at my wedding, and so I figured since he could not be at my wedding, we were going to have it on his birthday. And it's funny because we got married in 1999, and I had looked at a calendar in like March of that year and realized that if I didn't get married that year, that sticker went down so crooked, but I wasn't able to fix it. So it's just crooked. I realized that if I did not get married that year, which was a Sunday, I was either going to have to get married during the week or wait another 5 years for it to come back around to a weekend again. So I ended up planning an entire wedding in 3 months. Now, granted, it was a small backyard wedding, but still an entire wedding in 3 months. So go. And now I'm just laying down this cute little couple sticker because like that's me and Gary. So yes, so we have been married for 26 years this year, and we have been together. Realized here I accidentally went too high, so I had to trim those off. This November we will actually be together 30 years, since November of 1995. And then my dad passed in February of 1996. So he did at least get to meet Gary. So there's my happy anniversary sticker. And now I'm writing or putting down my how I feel, my weather sticker, and my what you eatin'. And hey, I actually cooked this day. We had appropriately Marry Me chicken. We were supposed to have that on Thursday, and my son was like, I think you should make it tomorrow because that's your anniversary and that just makes sense. And I was like, you know what, kid? You're damn smart for a 14-year-old. So that is what I did. And now I'm laying down all of my other stickers. I had to refill our pill containers for the week. And then what is that one? I can't even read it. Oh, I changed, cleaned the kitchen, duh. And then I had my terzepatide shot that day, and I used a little Molly shot sticker and realized that because she was on clear paper, you couldn't really see her very well. And I printed, I believe, the last day of printing, or maybe it was the next day. And then I also started working on the Tiny Text for Tiny Text Tuesday, which is today. Today is Tuesday, and Tiny Text Tuesday is in full swing right now. We have like 41 new Tiny Text, plus all of the old Tiny Texts are also on sale, including customs. So if you're watching this and you love Tiny Text, go check it out. So here I'm using some washi to create the bottom of the journaling page. See, here is where I ended up using this because I could not find my washi card, and I realized that that was not long enough to do the top and the bottom. So I ended up using a different one for the top. And let's see here. And did I decide not to use more washi for the top? What am I doing here? I don't even recall. Oh, I think this is where I was noticing that the pink was not the color pink that I had wanted. And so I ended up using all red and gray for the rest of the days. I think what I was doing the side of the box before I did the top to make sure that I, lined everything up correctly. And I used a thin one for the top. Oh, I was trying to stick. And I just realized now that that is definitely crooked, but that's all right. And then I believe this is the day where I end up using the bubble letters to write today. I'm pretty sure. I think. Yes, I'm pretty sure I did. Yes, I did. Those letters are so cute. I think I used all black so that they would definitely stand out over that washi top on the top. So I used all black ones, and all of the hearts are different colors that match the kit. But you obviously could use these stickers anywhere. They don't have to just match this kit. And I'm laying those out nice and neatly. And yeah. So yes, it was our anniversary. We didn't really do anything. We had kind of celebrated the day before at Universal. So, all right, on to Saturday. We're getting somewhere. I decided to use that cute little, but then I couldn't decide where to put the quote sticker. So I was looking back to see what I had done previously to try and decide where I wanted to put it. And I decided it needed to be in that corner, but the day the sticker was in the way. So I do end up peeling that up a little bit. So I'm laying down this cute little fat cat. We have a fat cat. Her name is Anna. And we call her Pudge because she's pudgy. She's on a diet, but she's not really losing any weight. We have weight loss food. I just think she really loves food and she loves to eat. Contemplated using those hearts there, but I decided that would just be too many stickers on one page, so I decided not to. So here I am putting the quote sticker up. And yeah, so now all of these deco stickers are down. So now I'm going to start laying down my other stickers. I somehow did not put a feeling on that day, so I did go back and do that later. And then I have my weather sticker and my what you eatin' sticker. And on Saturday I made shepherd's pie, which is one of not my son's favorite, but my husband loves it, so we still do it every once in a while. Now I'm trying to decide where I want to do my journaling, and I decided to do it in that lower corner. So I start with the stickers in the upper right hand corner. And of course I need to use some paint smears there. And this was the last day I was printing, and that little printer sticker is from, I believe it was Sweet Ava Planning is what their name was, I think. I believe they're closed now. Then I did designing. I finished up the tiny text that went live today. I had to run over to Publix for some cream cheese. And we tried to go to Seven Brew, which is a, and I did listing photos. They are a coffee place, kind of like Dutch Bros. And they were having a BOGO, but it was only from 7 to 8 o'clock at night. And I had no idea, y'all, how popular that was going to be. We got there at exactly 7 o'clock, and there were 25 cars in line already. Like, it was wrapped way around. And my husband starts work at 8 o'clock on Saturdays, and he does work from home, but that line was so long, and they make each drink to scratch. So we did not think that we would get out of there in time. So we ended up skipping it and not going, which was sad, but now I know that if I want to take part next time, I need to get there like a half hour early to get closer to the front of the line. And here I'm using 2 last corners because I did not love how the corners looked where they met. So I used these just to make it a little cute, but then because I put that corner sticker on top, the today sticker was not going to fit there, so I put it on the side, because why not change things up a little bit, right? And so I am just laying that down, and then I believe that's it for that day, and we are going to move on to Sunday. Oh, and here is where Miss Elsa decided to come and visit us. That is her cute little paw right there. And there she goes. She just wanted to check things out. She's fascinated by my lamp. She actually loves to lay under it because it's warm. And yeah, so I wanted to use this sticker so bad, and I should have peeled it from the bottom, because as you're going to see here, it didn't work out because I was trying to peel it from the top, and it just, you'll see that it just didn't work out. So it's cute, it's pretty, it's there, it doesn't get used. So yeah, and I showed that pride sticker because I was saying that I wanted to put it on this page to signify, happy pride, even though it was the 7th and not the 6th. And there's Miss Elsa's tail again, or 7th and not the 1st. I did want to at least mention it during the week because, it was the first week of that. And I am very much an ally of the LGBTQIA family. And here's where I decided, that is not going to work. So decided to not use it. And I did some corner layering instead because I had printed these cute offset boxes and squares so that I could do some corner layering with them. And then guess what? I forgot to do it until literally on Sunday. So then I layered it with some circle squares. I decided I did not like how that square looked right there. So I moved it over a little. I still really didn't love it there. So I'm trying to fill it out a little bit more. With some more circles, and then I'm like, okay, this looks silly, it needs another square. So yeah, I didn't plan it out well enough, and it did end up looking a little haphazard, but that's all right. And then I didn't use a quote sticker that day because the I may be straight but I don't hate sticker is just so large that it took up a good chunk of the page, so I wouldn't have had room for a quote sticker. So laying down my other stickers, and on Sunday I made chicken enchilada soup in the crock pot. And yes, I know it's like 100 degrees outside. It is not soup weather, but that is okay because I love enchilada soup. And I actually just had some leftovers for lunch today. That's the best thing about that soup. You can eat it for leftovers for days after. So here I'm trying to decide where to put this sticker, and I ended up putting it smack dab in the middle of the page. This sticker is actually available as a large, sorry, not a large sticker flake. Oh my goodness, a laminated vinyl sticker. But I had accidentally printed some on regular paper, so instead of getting rid of it, I went ahead and used it in my planner because the vinyl sticker is a little too thick for my planner, but this was on regular paper. So here I'm talking about how I'm going to use the marker, and I'm basically drawing off the pride sticker, and then I'm going to use my letter stickers to write happy pride down at the bottom, which is why I didn't put any marker or anything on the bottom because I didn't think that was necessary since I was using the happy pride stickers. And now I'm struggling with trying to decide which ones to use, white or black. I believe I did the whole bottom in white and the top in white and black. I think because I think I didn't have enough peas maybe. Or I don't remember now. Maybe that was on an entirely different page. I could have swore it was this one. I guess we'll find out. We're almost there. That's it, because I only had 2 peas, and I had used 1 in pride, and I needed 2 for happy, and the only way I would have 2 is if I used a black one. So on the top, I ended up doing black and white, which if I had thought ahead and realized I was going to need to do that, I would have done the bottom black and white as well, but that's okay. So yeah, see, I had 2 white peas, but only 1 black pea. And now I'm trying to decide what color A to use, and I decided that even though the little heart are both gray, they're 2 different shades of gray, but normally I don't like to put 2 grays next to each other. I try to stagger the colors, but I had to be a white one. It would have looked weird to have 2 black next to each other. I know. I am very OCD about my planner. I don't like to have matchy colors too close to each other. It just drives me crazy. And that was the Y down. So now I am done with the happy pride. So now, I laid a, what did Taco do now? I'm sure if you are not a Donald Trump fan, you know about Taco. Trump always chickens out. So I did make myself some stickers that say, I have a few. That one says, what did Taco do now? And it's got a little taco, and you can't see it because it's very small, but his little face is inside the taco. And I'm contemplating releasing those into the shop. So if that's something you'd be interested in, let me know. I do have a tiny text in the new Tiny Text Tuesday that says, "Let's go taco." Also, MAGA is a cult, and Foxtrot Delta Taco is the other anti-Trump one. And if you do not realize by this point that I am extremely anti-Trump, now you know. And if that bothers you, you are more than welcome to not be here. So here's where I decided to go back and add some deco stickers in the spots that were nice and empty, just because, you know, I'm not crazy about empty pages. So I used the hanging hearts that I was not able to use earlier, and I hung them from that box. And see here, even the small one, I struggled getting it to be right. And then what did I do? Did I put a sticker up there? Yes, I did. Cute little guy there with the hearts over his head. And then Monday was done. Unless, did I add any hearts? I did. I put a couple hearts in. That's it. Okay, now we moved on to Tuesday, and I'm showing you where the empty spots are and trying to figure out what to fill those in with. And I used this cute little kitty sleeping with hearts over its head, which seemed really fitting considering right there was the sticker talking about changing the cat oils. I decided I did not like that upper corner. Remember I said earlier in this planner that I'm going to end up covering it later? Yes, I covered it with this gray sticker that says, what does that say? I can't read it from here. Let me open my planner. It says, "I'd spend all 9 lives with you." And those are on my journaling kit. There's actually 4 different ones on every single journaling kit, and that's just the one I chose to use. Okay, so now I'm up to Wednesday and trying to decide what to put where, and I put this big red heart right there in that open spot. And then what do I do on the bottom? Oh, I use this little pudgy kitty. And then I put hearts all around it just to fill it in a little bit because, you know, I'm a no white space planner. Well, not really no white space because obviously there's lots, but I do try to fill it in just so it doesn't look too empty. And now we are on to Thursday, and here I put this big old cupcake right where I had intended to do some journaling about our day at Universal, and I forgot, so that's all right. At least I had that little sticker up at the top, you know, indicating all of the rides that we rode, so at least I would remember that. And then I might have put a couple little random hearts and whatnot here and there. Oh, and I put a little pudgy sticker there, little pudgy kitty. And then I think I just do hearts for the rest. And yeah, now I'm on to Friday, which was our anniversary. And there was not really a whole lot of empty space on that day. But I did use that little kitty. And then I used, this sticker was like the perfect shape for that size right there. So I used that one. And then I think I just did hearts around the rest of the page. I don't think I used any more kitties. There were tons of little hearts on that deco sheet, so I had a lot to play with. And then on to Sunday. Actually, I think I did use one more kitty because I think I'm going. I don't remember, honestly. Maybe I used the other kitty when I was doing the journaling later because obviously I don't do the journaling on camera. And now I'm going in, I still had some hearts left, so I'm going in and using those and anywhere else that might need it. And then yeah, this is where I figured out I'm done. So I go ahead and give you guys a re-look at every single page, and then it's going to be done. So thank you for joining me. If you made it through the whole thing, I appreciate it. Have a good week.